This is the thing. I think it'd be interesting. Okay, go ahead. What were you saying? You're about to say something.
Well, I done forgot already.
Okay. If it's important, it'll come back around. Try to see if it will.
Oh, right. I was gonna sit there and say I try to base everything I say on actual fact, but sometimes, there's certain things that, haven't been proven or disproven yet.
Yes. That's why everything I say, unless I know, it's basically anything that I know that if you looked it up, even if you went to Google, they would give you the information that I'm talking about. Because Google is unreliable. Wikipedia is even worse. But anyway, it goes. Before I will repeat anything that I've learned, I need at least three unrelated sources. Like I'll use Google as a source, Wikipedia as a source, but I need some more sources that collaborate, whatever it is. Like the mercury and the baby shots. It's only been about three different sources over 20 plus years. That documentary, I've read an article that was still nothing but speculation all about it, and then what you said. And it's all tracking. I knew that not everybody got the mercury shot, and you're saying people below the poverty line. But I would still think it's still a double blind, where 50% of those under the poverty line are getting the mercury shot, and 50% are getting just regular baby shots. That's the way it tends to work.
Well, from what I have researched, I what I've researched, and I've gone through multiple sources, not just three.
Uh huh.
All of the sources I said, all the sources I've seen, have said it's always been people with health issues or under the poverty line.
Get the shot with mercury in it.
Yep.
Small traces for to cause retardation and or mental illness. Which retardation is just dumbing you down, and not necessarily retarded, just retardation. Dumbing down. And I'm saying that because I'm recording for anybody who absolutely actually watches this and listens. From the point of view of two guys with mental illness, one bipolar disorder and ADHD, the other with schizophrenia. And we need the other guy with the double combo deal. But anyway, okay. Yeah, I'm telling you, come
I'm
on.
gonna start calling that the double combo deal.
He's double dipping.
Ah, man, you had it right the first time, the double combo deal.
Yeah, schizophrenia and bipolar disorder. Which,
So,
to be fair, I got bipolar and ADHD. So, technically speaking, I'm double dipping too.
what would you call someone? What would you call it if someone had bipolar, schizophrenia, and dementia?
Well, dementia doesn't tend to happen until later.
Yeah, I know,
Um,
but what would you call that if a person had all three? Would that be like the house special or something?
oh yeah. Well, considering they don't really know, shit, they don't know enough about any of it really. But dementia, they have speculations of what causes it. Hell, everything in the air, food, and water. Cancer causes, God, everything is designed fuck us up, make us stupid, and kill us early.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and
That's a
other
well-known
countries,
fact.
heck,
That's a
the,
well-known fact.
yeah, that's the crazy part. Everybody knows that McDonald's in America serves trash. I mean, bad for you, cancer causing. Uh, I mean, it makes you fat, makes you stupid. And McDonald's in Europe serves real food like McDonald's did in America back in what was it, the 70s, 80s. So yeah, it's crazy how all the facts are right there in front of our faces, and half the people know them, but are trying to be polite all the damn time. The other half, the truth is in their face, but um, I was watching a video how the fascist left. They some of them are just low IQ, dumb. Others high IQ and getting paid to push the propaganda. Then there are the ones that are in between. When you talk to them and you realize they are an intelligent person, but you can tell they go with the narrative, go with the status quo, go with the popular opinion, even though you can tell they know the truth. But they will die on that hill because of what is socially acceptable. People who have to follow the leader, have to go with the crowd, the mob mentality. That's what it is. It's mob mentality.
To quote Men in Black, a person by themselves is intelligent, but when you get a group of people together, they become irrational idiots.
Only a person by themselves who is intelligent. But an intelligent person with a high IQ can get stupid real fast with the wrong people around them. Hell, back in the 70s, I think it was, there was a intellectual with a IQ of around 145 or something, really high. I'm not talking like super genius or nothing, but it was in the 140s, 145, 150, something like that. It might have been up there. I think 145 is genius. The beginning of genius. Okay, this guy is supposed to be so damn smart, praising communism. And a particular dictator in a country, I can't remember if it was Cuba or where, but a communist
Do you
country.
remember? Do you remember the dictator's name?
No, that's the point of the story has nothing to do with who the dictator is or who the intellectual is. The point is, on paper, the way these intellectuals are with mathematics and everything, by the numbers, how the way they see it is numbers don't lie, everything comes out, but they're variables that throw things off. But maybe on paper, communism looks great. People sharing the community and all that. But it's never worked and never will. The only thing that works is capitalism, and it has its flaws. Because hell, companies get so damn rich, they are able to buy the government. They control the government, lobbying. They give politicians lots and lots of money to run their campaigns, and in return, the politicians vote to pass laws that make the rich people richer, et cetera, et cetera. So yeah, it does have its problems, but it's better than communism. Okay, back to okay. This intellectual swearing up and down communism is great, and this dictator is misunderstood. And he talked to him, called him or whatever, and they talked about him coming for a visit, and and the whole thing was great, and all that. But guess what happened? During their they met conversation, he said something that pissed off the dictator, offended him or whatever, and he was immediately executed. Like they're having a great conversation, And he suddenly, if you ever notice, and you've had to been in a conversation before with someone, and it's like it seems like you see eye to eye. You know, you got so much in common. Everything is, great. But all you got to do is say, I voted for Trump, or I believe in God, and all of a sudden things take a turn.
For the worse.
Yeah, like they're a hardcore Trump hating atheist and believe all Christians and Trump supporters need to be murdered, which that's how they do believe. That's what happened to Charlie Kirk, But, you get what I'm saying. It doesn't take much. It's just one opinion, one point of view, and all of a sudden whoever you're talking to goes from being cool and having respect for you to absolutely hating you and deciding you need to die right now. And when you're a fascist dictator in a totalitarian regime, all you gotta do is say, guard, kill this guy, and the guard shoots you in the face. So yeah. That's whenever the smartest guy in the world with the 200, the 210 IQ, who believes in God, and because he was having so much trouble with the powers that be, and all the other intellectuals who bow, bend the knee to the fascism, the aristocracy, the ones in control. Because even a high IQ, Mensa genius type motherfucker will deny the truth because, come on, they're steadily saying men can have babies. Trans women are women. That shit like that. When, reality, biology, they're just disregarding that because of the narrative. During the Biden administration, if you expressed facts, truth, you would get canceled, possibly arrested. In the UK, you do get arrested. The wrong tweet. Hell, somebody got arrested this past week for expressing their points of view. No, wait a minute. I think I just heard about this past week. It happened a year ago. And it's actually a gay guy that was disputing trans movement, where they were actually, this is happening in Europe, they got a new drug to give trans women so they can lactate and breastfeed.
Oh, what?
Yeah, exactly. And he expressing, now a gay guy expressing how that is only for it does sound like perversion. Like you want a pedophilia. You want a baby sucking on your nipples? And you're a man? In drag? Or, a eunuch? That's all they are. A trans woman is just a man in drag or a eunuch. So, wanting to take pills, drugs to lactate? So you can breastfeed? Yeah, and this guy who put on social media the reality of it all, yeah, he got arrested. I don't remember what all was the consequences, but yeah. Crazy. Okay. I'm gonna do something. I've been sitting here rambling on.
Ain't nothing wrong with that. We're having fun with this conversation.
Yeah. Rationalizing. In fact, this conversation is coming from a lot of new information. And you're the only person on this fucking planet I can talk to and have a rational conversation with. Intellectual, rational conversation. I'm telling you, all my fucking life, 50 years, because I'm not counting the first 3. I cannot say more than well, but then again, when I was young, a teenager, and I never said more than 3 to 5 words ever. If I said 7 to 10 words, I was rambling. It's rare, and a lot of times one word answers. I could do a one word answer, no problem. 3 words out of me, 5 words, yeah, people get used to that shit. After that massive acid trip where I talked to God, yeah, I started talking after that. My personality changed. Because I ate too much really, really strong acid. Gave another guy a heart attack. 5 hits, way too much. But I didn't know it was that strong. But anyway. But all my life, my mother, fake ass friends, siblings, everybody. They're going to cut me off sometime between 5, 7, and 10 words. Interrupt me, and then try to spit it and say I interrupt them. Mama always saying that. I try to say something, but she's got to cut me off and go off in different directions. Hell, I'll be saying something to her, and she'll cut me off and finish my sentence with wrong shit. And I'm just sick and tired of. I'm like, fine, fuck it. Everything that y'all want to fucking believe is true. No matter how much bullshit it is, I just don't give a fuck anymore. I don't give a shit about being understood. Because they're too fucking stupid to ever understand. It'll never fucking happen. Their IQs are way too low. And the only time I've gotten anything into my mom's head is taking her to the doctor and have the doctor tell her exactly the same shit I just told her. But then again, it's not good for very long. Because hell, being diagnosed with mental illness was only good for about 2 years when I was 22.
Well, at least your mom doesn't try and argue with the doctor that he's wrong, too.
Your mom does that?
Oh,
Well, okay. I can't argue that with her because you know how easily she could be completely right. And here's the thing. The mental health clinic back when I was 22 told me that bipolar disorder is a mental illness, chemical imbalance found in the blood. That they give a blood test, test it, and they found bipolar disorder, and that's it. You know, undisputed. I am bipolar. There's no argue. But now I'm being told that that is not true. That's a fucking lie. It's evaluation. There is no blood test. Never has been. Ever. So doctors do lie. And doctors are wrong. Hell, douchebag's best friend, Big Sean, died because the VA dropped the ball when he was having a heart attack, dying. They sent him home, and he died.
well, like I told you, back in the day, yeah, it was a regular evaluation. Now most of it is in your brain.
Well, hell, like I said, the girl that was in the interview where she had the meltdown and she became somebody else, and you could tell. I watched this interview for like 2-3 hours, and it was edited. And I'm telling you, there's no way she was faking. But back then, there was no brain scan. There is now, but back in the 90s there wasn't. Or was it was the 90s? Wait a minute, you were born in 1990, and you got a brain scan, didn't you?
Yep.
Okay, well, let's say it just wasn't widely used. I don't know. It's just because you watch a documentary and it's stating the facts at the time, and now they're not facts anymore. But they could have been true in different places. Like some hospitals have a heart surgeon or brain surgeon that can save, somebody's life that a year ago that they were fucked, right? So it depends. Some doctors know the truth. Others are still repeating lies factoids. That's how back in the 80s they said marijuana kills brain cells. Also back in the 80s they said brain cells do not reproduce. When your brain cells die, that's it. So that's why they're saying drinking alcohol, smoking marijuana causes brain damage that will affect you later in life. Turns out that's not true at all. And brain cells do reproduce. It's just at a much slower rate than the rest of the body. So back in the 60s, 70s, and 80s, their equipment could not, it looked like they were, brain cells were not reproducing, but then much stronger equipment. Turns out they are.
Like I said earlier, most people are just plain out stuck on stupid.
Yeah. Education and IQ, high IQ, doesn't necessarily save them
Well,
or help
like
them.
you said, just because someone has a high IQ doesn't mean they fly.
Yeah. Like I said, douchebag, he uses all his IQ on that business. Owner, operator. And he's obsessed with guns. And, politics. Everything he gets into, he goes to the extreme.
It's a bad idea.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I've tried, but there's really... Like whenever he was, first really getting into church, I mean, he was, back when we were in our 20s, he was someone that he got really involved with the church. The type of people that go to church more than just Sunday and Wednesday, get into groups like couples, go to Mexico and do work for third communities. He did plumbing in Mexico, do church stuff and all kinds of stuff. I mean, to the extreme until he got disillusioned by the people. It's like atheists who hate God and Christianity for what man has done to them.
Yeah.
A lot of atheists who got raped by either a youth minister or a pastor or a priest. So now they hate God, hate Christianity, hate Christians, and are very adamant about how stupid we are for believing in that stuff. But their whole thing is they're just pissed off. As God did not save them from the free will of a pedophile.
Well, even states in the Bible itself that God does not interfere with free will.
Oh, I don't hear what you're saying. I got into a fight. Oh shit. Okay, talking to your controller like you do, and say it again.
I said it even states in the Bible God does not interfere with free will.
Exactly. He pretty much set things in motion, and gave us all the information we need, and let us go. Now he steps in when he absolutely has to. But moreover, and heck, life lessons, you know, you don't learn anything unless pain's involved. Like if we lived in a utopian, perfect society that all the liberals claim they want to create, that's no good. We learn through drama, pain, trial and error. A perfect utopia would not work, would not last. It could for a while. As long as it's set up well. Like for example, if you have $100 billion, you could decide to start spending hundreds of millions on really bad stories, you know, bad entertainment, shitty movies, video games pushing a narrative that nobody, and you'll be okay for a while. But eventually, it's not going to work out. Ooh. But life is just about learning. It's temporary. The world that's going to be
Oh, the world is absolutely fucked.
well, yeah, it always has been, always will be. But there's going to be a new world created after it's all said and done, and it's going to be the existence everybody desperately wants now, but cannot have. It's just there's so much. For one thing, the original Bible was 88 books. We got 66. The Ethiopian Bible, that turns out Christianity in Ethiopia is as old as Christianity as itself. They got 81 books. Because their version of the Bible was not edited by the Roman Catholic Church like 1,500 years ago. That's what the King James Version was made, you know. which explains a lot. The Quran is just King James version rewritten. Huh?
And rephrased.
Yeah. Well, yeah, incest and pedophilia is definitely not a Christian thing, and it was never in the Christian Bible. It was added by Muhammad. Married a 6-year-old, and man, he waited till she was 9. Hell, that's just the truth of Islam and Muslims. It mainstream is subterfuge.
Did you die?
No. I got lost.
Hit up on the D-pad. You're sacred to the word.
I did that. I think it's going the right direction now. I think I just did that. Where the fuck is this thing? Okay, I hit up on the D-pad. That's going the right way now, but I guess.
Yeah, sometimes you have to press it more than once.
Yeah, you'll start going. I'll start going in the wrong direction, and won't realize it till I'm, all the way on the other side of the map. That ain't no biggie. Yeah, I don't think I died in this.
Yeah, we gotta get you the Guardian Archveld armor.
Yeah, that's what I'm working on.
And
Okay.
then once you get to the Cogmosius, then we need to get you the Cogmosius armor. The same armor that I'm using, that every time they become enraged, you're immune to damage.
Yeah, I need that. Well, I'll tell you what, this armor right here is a hell of a lot better than what I had before. As I am surviving more.
Divine blessing helps.
I think I'm running in the wrong. Oh, there we go.
Oh, you're the comfort rack.
That'll work.
Nice, nice. So have you learned how to pull up the field guide and look at what the monsters are weak against?
Nope. Now, some of the stuff you're wanting to teach me, screen share would be the way to do it. So I can see it while you're talking about it. You're talking about it, I'm watching what I'm watching, I'm doing what I'm doing, I'm not comprehending. No matter how many different ways you say it. Well, that's not true either. Sometimes that's what confuses regular people. Whenever I'm sharp as a tack, for a while, then all of a sudden get
Hey,
stupid.
bro.
They can't figure it out. They don't understand it. Yeah.
I don't want to be rude.